Hey, what's up, guys? Houston here. So I was telling this guy, and I continue to say this: Navy Federal does not care if you have a 800 or 850 credit score. They do not care about that, all right? And I continue to tell people this, and if you agree with me, put a comment below, because you can be a testimonial to what I'm saying. With Navy Federal, they're all about relationship. As a matter of fact, many of these credit unions are relationship based, okay? And it's relationship based on how many accounts you've been have with them, how long you've been with them, okay? So let me break that down so that you understand, all right? Looking at Navy Federal, all right, you can have a 850 credit score, all right? However, the challenge with some people, well, I got a high credit score. The challenge is, yes, you may have a high credit score. However, you may have a high DTI, a high debt to income ratio along with that high credit score. And I continue to tell you, if you don't have a long-term relationship with Navy Federal and your DTI is over 60%, they're going to turn you away, because they're going to continue to tell you you have too many open revolving balances. All right. And I'm going to tell you guys how to fix that in a minute. The thing about it, for most people, they go to Navy Federal and they're like, oh, I'm good because of the credit score. No, you're not good. The thing about it, you have to have, and this is, I think it's one of the three key things, okay, is one, able to set up direct deposit. All right. Now, I've told you all that there is a way to fake your deposits with Navy Federal, and here's how you do it. All right. Let's just say you had a money market account, okay, with Fidelity, Robinhood, or whatever. You can have money transfer from your money market account over to Navy Federal. That counts as a deposit, all right? Number two, if you have a registered business and you have income in that business, you can transfer money from that business account over to your personal account. This will qualify for a deposit. Number three, okay? If you have a balance on another credit card, okay? Sometimes Navy Federal will allow you to transfer that balance from the credit card over into your checking account. And now, please understand, sometimes they only go up to a certain limit, all right? Now, this here is a back and forth thing. So number three can be challenging because there are a lot of financial institutions that will let you fund a bank account that qualifies for a deposit with the credit card, all right? And that's another way that some people actually liquidate their credit card. And by them doing that to qualify for that deposit, what happens is that, like with certain banks, they're giving away like certain bonuses and stuff. Long as you have those deposits and stuff like that, they will allow it. But that's just 3 ways, and there's actually 5 ways, all right? Now, going back to Navy Federal, again, the internal game is what they're looking at. So your 800, 850 credit score, they're not paying attention to that. They're paying attention to how many accounts. So that direct deposit, having a savings account, having a pledge loan, as well as having like a CD, a money market account, that helps with your internal score. So that's the reason why you continue to hear people that have a 580, a 620 credit score, they would get approved for a $25,000 loan, but a person with an 800 credit score, they won't get approved. It's because it's not directly about the credit score. It's all about the relationship, how many accounts you have with them, all right? So that's why most people end up not being approved. Now, if you have a high credit score of 800, the places that you want to go to is you probably even want to find a place that will not report your loan that you qualify for on the personal credit. So that's the reason, like I tell you about the tribal loans, right? And so with certain tribal loans, like low credit finance goes up to $50,000, right? And so these here tribal loans, like Viva payday loans, Viva loans goes up to $15,000 or whatever. They may work with you if you have a DTI over 60%. Okay. Now, here's something else. In reference to when you have a high credit score and a DTI over 75%, that's why you would have a higher chance like going to places like Best Egg that gives up to 50,000 because of the DTI up to 70%. Okay, 75% you have Upgrade, Upstart. All right, you have Avant. They do 70%. Okay, but it's just certain type of lenders that you actually have to be able to go to. Now, here's one of the things in terms of like when you have a low credit score, to get that credit score up to help you to qualify for other lenders. Even like what is this here? I'm trying to think of the right one. All right, so State Department Federal Credit Union. The reason why you would have a higher chance of approval with them, all right, again, because it ain't about the credit score. But the purpose of them is that they are relationship based as well, okay? And they are actually better to me than Navy Federal. And the reason is, like, when it comes to that loans and credit cards and stuff, they go up to 100,000. All right. Not only that, with the personal loans, they actually will give you a personal loan and you don't have to make a payment on that loan for the first 90 days. That's the reason why I continue to tell you guys is certain cheat codes that you can do in order to get leverage. Now, the good part about Navy Federal, all right, understanding just on the personal side. Okay, we're not going to even talk about the business side. Like if you add AUs, that's going to help age the file. All right. If you add utilities, that would help age the file. If you add rental payments, that would help age the file as well and increase the credit score. Now, the reason why you want to age the credit file is because if you add brand new trade lines, it's going to make your credit file younger. So that's the reason why those AUs are so important. And besides, with Navy Federal, they use TransUnion FICO 9. Again, a low-hanging fruit. All right, but you definitely want to have some type of aging because, again, some people get it mixed up. They may have an 800 credit score, but they don't have enough accounts on the credit file with Navy Federal. So you may have open up like Kickoff and all of those type of third-party accounts or whatever. However, you did not have an installment loan. That's the reason why with Navy Federal, it's better for you to add the pledge loan. Because, again, having internal accounts with them is what matters more than that 800 credit score. That's the reason I tell people, because you got an 800 credit file, that doesn't mean that it's a strong credit file. There's too many new accounts on it. Okay, so that's the reason why I tell you guys that it's certain things you can do to your credit file to not only increase the credit score, but help lower your DTI. And that's, again, one of the most powerful things. And we actually offer them is the authorized user from Navy Federal, because if it's coming from internal, then because of the aging history and how the account is managed or whatever, they're more easily willing to give you a higher line of credit because you had an authorized user or somebody that's already associated with them that has a good account. So that's also the leverage. If you get somebody that has just been approved, okay, for a $25,000 Navy Federal. The thing about it, because there's no aging history on it, it has no real benefit. It's just a new account, all right? So I hope this helps you. If you have any questions about business credit funding, personal credit funding, removing negative items off the credit, click the link in the description. Schedule a one-on-one consultation. Thank you.